Welcome to Atlantic Tarot. This is the tarot forecast for Libra for the month of October, including late September 2025. So happy birthday, Libra. You are in your first house, which is the house that's all about you and your image and how you project yourself onto the world. The good old karmic balancer, Libra. The scales are so important for you guys. Always tracing the elusive balance. Okay, energy around for your birthday month is decisions to be made, Libra. You've got to make a decision. Now, it's not a massive one, but it's a blockage card, this one. So you've got to sort of unblock, basically. So let's see what needs to be unblocked, and it's not massive, so don't worry. It's just one of those silly things where you just think, I'll do it today. Oh no, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll make that decision. But once you make the decision, you'll find things start flowing again. So the blockage is unblocked, basically. Whatever that may be, but we will find out. Where you are right now. All beautiful High Priestess. So things are really something highly spiritual, highly intuitive is coming around. It's kind of bubbling away under the surface. It hasn't sort of made it to the surface yet with the High Priestess. And she's governed by the zodiac sign of Pisces, so all about your intuition. And sort of maybe that's the decision to be made here, is start this new year of yours with trying to use a little more of your gut feeling to direct you rather than your mental head energy with your air component you have. Because there's some really amazing things to be unlocked with the High Priestess when she comes along. And the thing about that too is keeping your own counsel with her is really important. So you learn to make decisions based on what you really want and feel you need and feel it is important for you, rather than running around asking your friends, asking your partner, asking your parents or whoever, what should I do? And it's sort of very self-directed, because it's then you sort of feel it, yeah, I should do that. I'm going to do it. Let's do it. And then you'll find that the river flows. It just flows and flows. So keeping your own counsel, and also secrets coming out too, for things that were sort of buried and stuff are really literally rising to the surface. It's a major card, so really take note of that where you are right now. And I feel like that may be that Two of Swords, that indecision to sort of start using your intuition over, you know, like mind over matter, but just it's the mind, your mind people. So it's bringing it down to the soul level, if you will. What's influenced that to come in is the Tower, another big card. So literally old habits or old ways, old structures are sort of not useful for you anymore. It's the use by date is gone. So it's literally time to start using that intuition, because you are, and it's very karmic too, because your Libra is all about karmic events, karmic people, karmic debt. So this sort of using intuition over your mental energy, which is very acute, is the way to go. And it's sort of a structure that you've always had built in because of who you are and when you were born, where you were born, sort of in terms of zodiac. So it's like time to sort of move that to the side and really practice on the intuition, because I feel like it's going to serve you really well, exceptionally well. So you'll just be able to rely on that, how you feel about things, rather than how you think or what you think. Okay, let's see what was going on in August, September. Seven of Pentacles, so the Harvest card, sort of really having a step back and looking at all that you've created, all that you've succeeded in doing this past 9 months, really. It's like equivalent to a pregnancy, isn't it, the 9 months? But it's like, now it's time, you're at the 7, you've got to get to the 10. And the 7 numerologically always talks about not giving up, just keeping at things. Despite, you know, all the sort of obstacles that get thrown in our way, as we know, it's about sort of reviewing all that you've accomplished this year so far. And because it's your birthday, it's really an important card to get. Especially you would have been in your 12th house in August, September. So that's a house of real high intuition as well. Actually, that house belongs to Pisces. The 12th house is Pisces. So it's very energetically, it's very intuitive. Okay. What's happening in the recent past? 10 of Cups, fulfillment, personal fulfillment, emotional fulfillment. And this is about the individual. It's not about your partner or anyone else that makes you sort of, you need their input to survive. You really need to, self-love is really important here. So if you love yourself, then others can love you. But if you're expecting other people's love to sort of rescue you or carry you through, it kind of doesn't work, because then we get snippy and angry with them, and it's like, you're supposed to be this, and actually no. New age sort of things that, you know, tarot really just goes deep into, is about making yourself happy first, emotionally happy. So you're not relying on other people to feed you that stuff that really you can have. It comes in you anyway. So amazing. Big stuff happening for you guys. Sorry, I've got just getting over a bit of a chest infection. And so, the lesson, the Lovers. So literally, big decisions to be made. That's something big. Now this is big, whereas the Two of Swords is minor. Major, big decisions. What are you going to do? What is the map for this next year of your life here? Something that you really love. It's very much about that big decision to make, because that's where you know you have to be. It may work or whatever it is, but it's really massive. So it's about doing that. And it, obviously too, it does talk about relationship and how you look at your relationship, especially in tune with what we've already got. It's very sort of individualistic here. We're not really talking about your other half or your children or your grandchildren or anybody else that gives you this emotional support. It's talking about you, yourself, and then looking at your partner, I guess, and going, yeah, well, it's great, you know I love myself and they love themselves, and we can come together, and then it sort of erases all that other day-to-day rubbish that people sort of argue and bicker about. It's like, really, it's got nothing to do with the actual partnership here. So good, really nice. And focus on that, because that's the way it seems to be going for you, Libra. Near future. Things just going along really nicely, nice balance here, juggling things, juggling really well, work, you know, your work or whatever you do, your hobbies, your things that you really love to do, as well as, you know, household matters, partner matters, kids, family. All this stuff seems to be really doing really well. But then there's also opportunities for what you mainly do, and then the side job or the whatever else you've got bubbling away on the side, bringing that into your daily life too. So it's about the discipline of, you know, you're a writer, for example, one of my dear friends, she is a writer. It's about doing that daily discipline of writing, or just editing, or doing whatever she has to do, and combining that with running the household, looking after family members, etc. So really interesting card, but it's very balanced too, and it's very worthwhile looking at it like that, I feel. What's happening that you're not realising? And we have your Queen, the Queen of Swords. So really cutting through the rubbish, cutting through the crap. And that's what the Queen of Swords is really good at. She doesn't take any prisoners, actually. She just says it how it is, much to the horror of some people. Because her intellect is very strong and her communication is rather direct. And the air sign, female, especially its female energy, they tend to really nut it out. And some people get really sort of, oh God, you know, that was brutal, but it's honest. So you've got that coming through too for you, and that's that balance between intuition and your intellect. Knowing when to use the intellect and knowing when what serves you best with intuition is, you know, where you're going, you're feeling about stuff. So lovely Queen of Swords, she is, I really like her. She can be brutal, but she's lived a life and experienced lots of things, so she knows what life's about. She's got knowledge there. Okay. I find them quite funny, really, because they just let loose. How others see you. Going with the flow, just hanging there upside down, not trying to get up the right way, just perspective, viewing the world from another angle, literally. But mainly I see this as the card of learning patience and waiting for the right time to come along. As we know, you know, we humans, we just want it, you know, and it's like, oh, I want to do it now, I want to have it now. And then when it doesn't occur, we get angry because it's just not the right time. So this is really promising, this card, and another big card. So you've got 4 altogether, sort of saying, yeah, cultivate that, going with the flow. Everything has its season and its reason. So there you go, hanging upside down, just being patient, waiting for the right time. But in the meantime, you're doing lots of stuff as well. So it's really good, I think, Libra. Any nice birthday reading. What you're feeling positive about? Wow, the Magician, 5 big cards. So potential versus risk, spirit energy coming through you. So very akin to your High Priestess, this one. So energy comes through you, not from you. A lot of people feel like that it's the energy of the person, but it's what they sort of allow in energetically, and then they project it out. That's why Librans are so sort of those balances, because they usually see both sides of the story, and they're very good at sort of negotiating and just going, well, you know, this is but let's be fair. So Magician's coming in to say new things are there for you. You've got all the potential, and as long as you factor in the 50% of the risk as well as the 50% of the potential, you'll do really well. And you know that because that's just how you roll. Beautiful. Okay, the outcome. And then we have money coming in, or a new job or a new project landing, and there you have the wherewithal to do it as well, so that's really important. It's all very well to have big ideas and stuff, but unless you've got the finance to back it, well, you know, forget it, because you need that. But it's always a card too, it's a new beginnings card. It's a card to sort of say, well, you know, you have got it even though you think you don't have that financial stability. You do have it. And when you get the Ace of Pentacles, it's a sure thing that you do have it. And so you can proceed with whatever this new project or thing is, money coming through for you, money being available for you. I really don't know. I think we'll put a clarifier on this 2 of Pentacles, because that's juggling things really well, but also something else coming along, you know, another interest sort of adjacent to what you do for your day job or whatever that is. That can be like, we've all got jobs, even if we're retired, there's still stuff to do on a daily basis, isn't there? Okay, so let's see the clarifier. Says protection. It's very spiritual for you guys, 38. And I opened it right on the page. This marker reminds you to protect yourself and be wary of hidden agendas. Are you being too open? Perhaps you don't realise it, but you might find yourself as a target for others, especially if you're shining brightly. Yet this isn't a time to dim your light. Rather, remember, a spiritual warrior or priestess would always learn how to camouflage him or herself and be armed against potential attacks. This is about the right use of power rather than the use of force, the former coming from a place of highly calibrated integrity, the latter from the lower base of destructive energy. Remember to walk the higher ground, but wear a cloak for protection. Ask your guides to protect you, for they will always come if they're asked. Be moderate in all you do. This isn't the place to take risks. The marker always lets you know that the subject of your inquiry cannot in any way hurt you as long as you ask for protection. The divine will give it. Thank you very much, Libra. Now, I have to grow this channel, so I have to mention, please like and subscribe and leave comments, because it will grow my channel. And it needs growing because it's sort of been a bit stuck. So please, 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 if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. It's free. Thank you for listening. Happy birthday.